You want to be free. You want to be free to move through this world in a way that works for you. You want the life of your own choosing. You want to live on your terms. You want to freely be who you are without any fears, without any limitations, right? And those might be fears and limitations within ourselves, or it might be about something outside of ourselves. But your desire to be free is soul-led. It's powerful. That desire to be free is seated within you because who you are at the core level of your being is a free spirit, is a sovereign being, is a divine, amazing, powerful soul. And yet here in this life experience, you are having the ride called life in Earth School as a human being. And it is very common to experience feeling trapped. My job is to help you be free. So I do that in a really methodical way. And I just want you to know there are two levels of feeling trapped. There's my circumstances are trapping me, other people are trapping me, I can't get out. And then there is the inner prison of feeling trapped within our own fears, limiting beliefs, lack of self-worth, not accepting ourselves. And it doesn't matter where we turn, we can't see a way out.
You're listening to Practical Spirituality with B, the podcast with spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic. I'm Bernadette Logue. You can call me B, and I'm excited to share this episode with you.
So I'm recording this episode today for you from Malaysia. I'm sitting in Kuala Lumpur. It is a steaming, muggy, humid day, and I'm looking out over the city out this window at beautiful, beautiful lush trees and huge skyrise buildings. And it reminds me of about 12 years ago when I was in what I call my old life. And I had been feeling really trapped, and I had such a deep desire to be free. I wanted to be free of all my inner limitations. I wanted to be free in my time. I wanted to be free to go where I wanted to go and do what I want to do. And I just wanted to be like this wild, free spirit. And as part of my spiritual awakening journey and attuning into divine guidance and signs and synchronicities and really answering the call within from my soul that I was meant for something more, I did start to break out of that feeling trapped. And part of that led me to a 3-month experience in Thailand, which I wrote about in one of my books. And that was a really transformative experience. And I've been thinking about that as I was going to make this podcast episode for you today, about how you might be feeling right now. And if there is any area of your life where you do feel trapped. And before we dive into a really practical breakdown of what is actually going on for you and a really methodical pathway for you to take forward, I'm going to help you with that. I just really wanted to tune in and let you know that there's nothing wrong, okay? Like, I know it feels really wrong when you feel like you've got no freedom and you feel trapped, but truly, 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 everything that you are experiencing is an unfolding of your soul journey, also called your human being life, and everything that challenges you can be the making of you, and everything that leads you to feel trapped is a beckoning for you to break free. It is an evolutionary impulse that is calling to you. And we totally have free will choice about whether we stay in the loop, what I call the loop, like a scratch on a CD, we just keep replaying the same thing over and over again, or whether we make new choices, access new insights, break outside the box that our consciousness has been stuck in, and tap into something bigger, greater, further beyond, on the frontiers, on the precipice of what we are meant for. So know this, when you're feeling trapped, it is a call from your soul into something greater. You're being pulled forth. The feeling of trapped is simply something saying to you, this is dissonant. So we are either resonant with something or dissonant. We either resonate with something or something is dissonant for us. That is the energetic, deeper, intuitive knowingness in us that is saying yes and no to situations, yes and no to our trajectory, and we need to listen to that. And the feeling trapped feeling is just a way that our energy and our emotional system and our soul is speaking to us to say, no, not this. Yes, this has been fine to bring me to here, and now something more, please. Okay, so we're answering that calling from within. Here are some of the challenges we have. If you're feeling trapped, you might be feeling trapped in a relationship, you might be feeling trapped within your own mindset and feelings, you might be feeling trapped within your job or career. It doesn't matter which way it shows up circumstantially in your life. The fact of the matter is that there is just you, and you are the common denominator in your experience of reality. Okay? So all of reality is showing up for you because you're a soul here in a body on your soul journey, what I call your soul Odyssey, and you are experiencing this thing called earth and life. Now, if you felt trapped in a particular area of your life and you didn't address it, it will start to show up as feeling trapped and being trapped in other areas of your life, because that's how life works, because it's trying to get your attention to help you free yourself, okay? Now, when you are in this situation, here is what it can feel like. I don't have any options. I don't have a choice. I've tried and there's no way out. I'm afraid that I'm never going to get out of this loop. I'm afraid that I'm going to stay stuck in this forever. I'm afraid that I'm never going to get the life that I've always wanted and always thought I could have. I'm afraid that I'm not capable enough, good enough, confident enough, worthy enough to change this or to have anything better. That's a really big one. I'm afraid I'm never going to be able to overcome my own self, let alone life circumstances that are going on around me. And there's a part of you that also knows this. If you got really still with yourself and you and I were sitting together and we had a little conversation and then you went into some meditation, there is a part of you that would speak up loud and clear, and that part of yourself would say, you are destined to be free. You are destined to break this loop. You came for this. You are here in this lifetime for a very good reason, and you're right on track. And this is part of it. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You can't go around it. You have to go straight through it. Okay, and I'm going to help you do that. And so as you feel that trapped feeling, here's another thing that can happen. You keep turning in different directions looking for the way out. How do I get out of feeling trapped? And you'll turn in one direction, and as you turn in that direction, your fear comes up. I'm afraid I don't know what I'm doing. I'm afraid this is too risky. I'm afraid I will fail. I'm afraid that I will be judged if I change this. I'm afraid people won't like it if I make new choices. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of, and you list out all of these fears. And what happens is, as you turn towards options to change your circumstances or change inside of yourself so that you no longer feel trapped, your fears rear up and your nervous system goes on fire and your emotions take over and you freeze or you flee, right? And so you then end up distracting yourself with something else because that's easier. You soothe yourself in some way to ease the pain of that fear, and you never get any traction, okay? And another thing that can happen is, as we turn towards different options, we think, well, you know what, I could change this because I could do X, Y, Z about my career. I could do X, Y, Z about this relationship, or I could take some steps to deal with this stuff I've got going on inside of me. But the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves come up and convince us that there's not a positive outcome ahead for us. The conditioned voice within, which is patterning, it's neural pathways, and they are patterned beliefs that you pick up when you're a child, and they're things that your parents have told you, that your school teachers have said to you, experiences you had with your siblings, things that you made up your mind about, where you said, I'm not something. I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, it's too risky, don't be seen, don't be heard. XYZ beliefs. And those beliefs start to plague you when you try to change something. So you can live inside a comfort zone with your limiting beliefs quite happily. Like if you just run a routine and you don't do anything different, then your limiting beliefs can just sit pocketed away in a little room inside your mind, having their own little party, and you're not really doing anything different, so they don't get triggered and they don't come and visit you. And that's why people end up stuck in a loop, right? But the second you try to change something, up comes that inner voice, up comes that critic, up comes that self-protection mechanism that says, don't step out. Now, we can end up convincing ourselves that we don't know how to get out of feeling trapped. And that might be true. Okay, so it might be true for you that you don't know how to get out of feeling trapped and that you have tried. But it also might be true that you haven't tried and you are making up stories because it's easier than facing the pain of the limiting beliefs, right? That's just a way that we keep ourselves safe. Another really big one about why people stay in that feeling trapped or can't get out of it is because when we're compassionate, kind, nurturing people, and we desire to live a soulful life and to be free, to be the divine essence we are, and to be really expressed in this interesting world that we live in. Typically what we are as a person when we're this kind of on a spiritual path, conscious person, is we are very attuned to and somewhat sensitive to what other people think of us and what other people want. And we can tend towards people pleasing. So what happens is if you're feeling trapped and you want to make a change, but that upsets your employer, or that upsets your partner, or that doesn't vibe with your friends, because of your nature, you may shrink back in order to keep peace and ease and please others, and all from a really loving place. But your self-love needs to be included. There is no compassion, nurturing, loving heart incompleteness if it's all about others and it excludes you. Okay? So these are all the things that happen that keep us feeling trapped and unable to break free of it. So here are some really important things to know before we go through 4 simple steps. When you are feeling trapped and you can't find your way to feel free, to be free, it's usually because of one or more of these things I'm about to share with you. You most likely have lost sight of or lost connection to some important truths. Number 1, have you lost sight of the vision for your life that makes your soul sing? The vision for your life that brings up a passion and a fire and a sense of excitement and a lightness and an inspiration and an expansive feeling within your being, within your body. Have you lost sight of that? Have you lost connection to that? Is your consciousness and your body and your feeling system just completely filled up with the humdrum of everything that's going on in your daily life and the current reality that you see around you, and how do I fix this and how do I change this? And actually you've lost sight of the bigger out there vision of where you want to take yourself. Because the second you lose sight of that greater vision of who you are and what you're here for and what you desire and what you love and what you want and what you're choosing to create for yourself, which, by the way, is you being free. When you lose connection to that, I want you to think about it like this. Instead of your consciousness being out there and connected to all the possibilities in life, and your consciousness being far beyond your mind and body and connected to the total universe that you belong to, instead of that, your consciousness has shrunk. And it's in a little prison that just looks at what's right in front of you. Now, if you take anybody and take their vision from them, you take their hope. You take their personal power and you make them feel like you've trapped them in a box. Okay? So it's really, really simple. You must create a clear vision or reconnect to the vision of what being free is for you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Where would you be? Who would you be? What would you be doing with your life? What is the sense? What are the colors? What is the symphony of that picture for you? Because anything that makes you feel expansive like that is the seeded soul purpose, contribution, desire It's not just something in your mind that you went, oh yeah, I kind of like that. No, it's like a visceral, energetic, beautiful symphony that comes from your heart space, comes from your spirit or your soul, right? So you want to connect into that. The second thing you may have lost sight of that would have you feeling trapped and unable to move your way into greater freedom is losing sight of, or never having sight of, the fact that you are a creator of your reality. Now, we could do an entire one-day workshop just on this topic. So let me keep it as simple as possible. Everything is energy. You are energy. Your consciousness, your mind, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your choices, your words, your actions are all energy. As you interact with life, life is energy. The entire universe is energy. The whole unseen spiritual dimension is energy. The entire physical reality that you call planet Earth and where you live is all energy. And you are like a radio tower that is broadcasting a signal to life. And the message that you are broadcasting is the totality of all those things. Your vision, your consciousness, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your words, what you say to people, what you say to yourself. It's just one big signature, one big energy signature. Now, as you hold yourself in an energy state, knowing your vision and aligning yourself at every level to that soulful vision, aligning your consciousness, your mindset, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your choices, your actions, your values, the whole lot of it. And by the way, we do all of that alignment, that soul alignment, in my Soul Odyssey program, which you can find out more about on my website at bernadettelogue.com. As you have that alignment, life receives the message of who you are and life responds. And you start to notice that life starts to show up in new and different ways, sometimes really subtly, but sometimes in really big ways, sometimes really obvious. And what's happening is you're noticing synchronicities, you're noticing new opportunities, you're noticing repeating interesting themes that are reflecting back to you the things that you've been believing, thinking, feeling, and focusing on. This is reality. This is how the energy world is that you operate within. Okay? And yes, there are plenty of things on Earth and in your experience of reality that are happening as part of a greater humanity collective experience that are not directly related to you. It is not black and white. It is this incredible, mysterious, magical experience of all of this energy weaving together. So there will be things that cross your path that weren't things you chose, that aren't necessarily in alignment with what you've been focusing on or feeling or believing, but nevertheless come into your path for very good reason. We can call these on the soul journey things like soul lessons, soul challenges, soul opportunities, and sometimes just, as I said before, you are part of a human collective and your soul has signed up for its own journey, but you have also come forth knowing you are part of a greater human evolution that's happening, right? So you are a creator of your reality, and if you are feeling trapped and you want to be free, it is about standing up and owning, 1, I'm a powerful soul, I'm connected to everything. 2, I'm an energetic being and an energetic reality. I'm going to use my energy to start to shift my reality. Number 3, I also take action, right? And we start to own our power, because when we incarnate, we get given free will. So there is no sitting back and saying the universe will just show me the way. Well, the universe is given you free will, and it will not intervene without your conscious participation, asking for help and showing up fully for yourself. It's a marriage, it's a union, it's a dance. It's called co-creation and spiritual partnership. Your soul is incarnated here having a life experience as an expression of divine source energy, and the two of you here incarnated and divine life force, are creating together. So you want to be showing up for yourself. And some people say, I don't know what I should focus on for what I want for my life. Should I focus on what I want, or should I be trying to find out what the universe or my soul wants for me? The answer is it's the same thing. Because what is seeded in you for desire, for passion, for inspirations, for joy, for lightness, what appeals to you uniquely is not by mistake. It's not a mistake. That is the soulful aspect of you resonating through your body and your mind and your energy, trying to create in this world. Okay, so tune into what that is for you. Another thing sometimes we lose sight of when we're trying to move from being trapped to being free is that there is never a time when you don't have options. So when we say, I have no choice, I have no options, well, we could debate that and you could present me evidence, and despite all of that, I will always say to you, you are a divine being and you are incarnated and you have free will. And what you have power over is your consciousness, your mind, your emotions, how you frame things, the paradigm you choose to live from, and what you're going to say about that. And that is going to create your reality. So stop saying, I don't have any choices, or I am stuck and I have no options. There are always options. How do I know that? Because you're alive, your heart is beating, and you are breathing. And that means that you are here for the ride of life, and everything about life wants you to evolve. So when it looks like there are no options and it looks like you have no choices and you can't see the way, you are ripe for a shift in your consciousness and in your mindset and in your emotional state so that you can open up some clarity about new paths forward. And bottom line is, minimum choice that you have is I choose what I believe. I choose what I think and I choose what I say, and I'm choosing how to interact with this situation, right? That's a powerful sovereign choice. I'm choosing to say that I am free starting now, and my life is going to come into reflection of that. I'm not going to reiterate and reinforce that I'm trapped. I'm honoring my feeling, but I'm moving myself into a different direction. So, two things. From a soul journey perspective, I just want you to remember this before we go into the 4 steps. What you are challenged by is no mistake. So if you've got something in your life right now that is making you feel trapped in your circumstances or around, or inside of you, in your own self, like your own maybe lack of self-worth, not feeling deserving, not loving yourself, not accepting yourself, limiting mindset beliefs that don't serve you. What those things are is no mistake. Pay very close attention, because often the things that make us feel most trapped in life and that challenge us the most, particularly as recurring patterns, if this is not new for you, if this feels very familiar, in fact, you're like, B, I've had this for a long time. This feeling is really familiar. Like this might be showing up in a different costume right now, but I am familiar with this pattern. Then chances are that is a really core part of your soul journey that you might have signed up for to triumph over. Not, oh no, I'm here for the suffering. No, you're not here for suffering. You are here for evolution, for breakthrough, for learning, growth, healing, and contribution. So in my book, Your Soul Journey Simplified, if you go over to my website, bernadettelogue.com, you can get my book, Your Soul Journey Simplified. It will take you through the 4 things that your soul has come here for. 2 ways to identify your soul plan and purpose, including soul lessons with very specific examples, and soul contribution, sense of purposefulness of what you're here to contribute, and the 11 stages of your soul journey, what I call your soul Odyssey. So you can go and grab the book on my website and it will attune you into that immediately in a really practical way. You can also come over and enroll with me now in Soul Odyssey. Very powerful program with everything you need to cover every aspect of what we've been talking about on the episode so far. Go to Bernadettelogue, Logue.com, and click Soul Odyssey program on the top menu, and you'll find all the details to come and join me there. That has been designed for this very situation. It's to free you. It's for you to be free as a spirit, as a soul, for you to evolve yourself beyond all of these lower aspects as we go through on our human journey, so you can live the life your soul came here for, which is evolution through all of these things that you signed up for to learn, and stepping into your purposeful contribution, ditching fear, ditching limiting beliefs, stepping into your worth, stepping into your confidence, stepping into trust, living from a spiritual foundation that is rock solid for you in your life. The other thing I wanted to reference for you before we talk about the 4 steps, aside from what challenges you as no mistake, is this. Please, please, please always remember this, and I'm going to remember it for you in case you've forgotten it for yourself. You are not a small person, you are not meek, and you are not weak. And while it looks like you're trapped, you are not. Your soul is so powerful. It doesn't matter how bad the circumstances look around you, or how many attempts you've made to try to free yourself of something. It does not matter. You need to remember how powerful you really are. The small self tells you a different story. The small self is your mind, your ego, your pain, your patterns from the past, your limiting beliefs and your fears, and it will tell you a story that does not serve you and that loops you like a scratch on the CD going over and over and over again. It's like a hypnotizing, mesmerizing, boring story, right? That keeps you feeling trapped. That's not who you are. That's just the human experience that you're having, but who you really are is God, divinity, universe, life force, energy source, expressed through your soul into this body, having a human life experience. You are the totality of reality. You are connected to everything. You are divine, you are light, you are bright, you are talented, you are gifted, you are capable, and you have everything you need to do this life. You did not get sent forth with a soul plan to overcome certain challenges without the ability and the access to what you need to evolve and overcome and to break free. It is within you and it is all around you, which is why when you start to go through healing processes to expand your consciousness, heal your mindset, release old emotions, all the things that we do in the Soul Odyssey program, as you go through that process, here's what happens. You will start to notice increasing divine guidance showing up, increasing synchronicity, increasing what seems like increasing divine support, which has always been there, but you tune into that reality because you're shifting frequency. You're moving into a new phase of your life and you start to notice, I am actually really supported, even when things aren't going very well, even when I don't see the evidence of a shift in my outer circumstances. You start to really understand at a very deep level, like believe it in your bones level, that what you see around you in this world with your 2 eyes is not all there is. That there is a very powerful spiritual dimension and it is winking at you and it is waving at you and it is beckoning you forth. And the feeling of trapped is just a shout out to say, it's time. It's time to break free. It's time to bust out. It's time to nudge the edges of your caterpillar cocoon and spread your wings. So 4-step plan for you to move from feeling trapped to being free. I'm going to give you the high level overview. There are 4 levels of your beingness that you need to work with for you to be free. The first thing is you need to come from the perspective of the soul you are. You need to get the soul context down pat. That means I understand who I am. I understand I am a soul having this experience. And not only that, people, but I understand that what has challenged me in my life to date and right now, the things that make me feel trapped are no mistake. And I see them as opportunities. I'm grateful that they're my soul lessons to learn. And I am, like, as life is my witness in this moment, I am going to overcome them. And I am going to do that. And it's not going to take a long time and it's not going to be painful. I'm willing for it to be easy and flowing and graceful, right? So we bring the soul context, because if you don't understand that, you just feel hard done by, aggrieved at life and trapped. And while the shift to the soul perspective is incredibly liberating, it's also the truth. You can't really be free if you're not operating from the truth. If you're operating from illusion, you see more illusion. It's like put on a pair of coloured glasses and all you see is that colour. You got to take the glasses off. You got to see the truth. The second step is create and set the vision, or reconnect to the vision of your soul, the meaningful, purposeful, freedom-loving life that you know you want for yourself. And it may be a subtle shift from what you have now. You may love your life and you're just wanting to be more free in your work or career, or more free financially, or more free in your relationships, or more free so that you don't have fear anymore, or more free so that you feel worthy and deserving and you can go out there and do what you want and ask for what you want without feeling small, right? So it's about setting the vision or reconnecting to the vision. And sometimes in order to be able to do that, you have to just get a little bit more in touch with the fact that you are a spiritual, beautiful being. Get below the mind, get below the emotions. Okay, and I'll talk about that in the next 2 steps. The third step is clean up your mindset and your emotions. I've been doing spiritual and personal development coaching for over 10 years. And you cannot live a rounded, coherent spiritual life without addressing your mindset and emotions, because there is no, oh, there's my soul over there and here's my human being self over here. It's one. Your soul is not out there. Your soul is you. It's in your beingness. It's in your body. Your body is in your soul and your soul is in your body. And so when we talk about wanting to live a spiritually aligned life and to be free and be the free spirit we are and let our soul sing loud and proud and be worthy and deserving and confident and have fun and express ourselves and rock it out in our careers and all those things, you've got to clean up your mindset and your emotional state, because those are the biggest blocks to your connection to your intuition. Those are the biggest blocks to your connection to divinity, your sense of feeling supported, seeing the support, hearing the support. There's your soul and source, God, divinity, universe, creator, and then your human being self. And the biggest block that gets in the way between the two is your mindset and your emotions, including all the fog of your limiting beliefs, the cloudiness of your fear, expectations, and all the norms you're trying to fit within. So that is the third step. And then the fourth step is get into action in a soul-aligned way. Know your values and set an action plan and start taking action that will free you, that will, at a level of behavior change, will shift you out of the familiar pattern that you're running, where you get up in the morning, you go here, you go there, you do this, you do that. If we want something different, we have to do something different. And there's no point in trying to do that without the soulful context. And there's no point in doing that without an expanded consciousness to the vision of what you want for your life, what is soulful and meaningful to you, because otherwise, what are you taking action on? Right? Where are you going with your action? The soul context and the vision help you know where it is you're pointing your GPS to. And it gives a very profoundly meaningful and heart-led direction for you. You don't want to be going in the direction of meaningless, boring goals that don't mean anything to you. And you don't want to just be willy-nilly taking action all over the place. I did that for years. Just small action on small things that didn't matter. And it's unfulfilling and it's unsatisfying and it will drive you to torment. So you want to be creating action. But again, you got to do the step before. You got to clean up your mindset and emotion. Why? Because if I give you a list of actions to take you towards your desired, beautiful, soulful vision, and you don't clean up your mindset and emotions, you'll be fighting against your limiting beliefs. You'll be fighting against your fear. You'll be in dissonant energy. You'll be fractious, anxious, stressed, uncertain, not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving, feeling doubting. And then you don't take good action. You don't make smart choices. I don't know if you can hear all the noise behind me in this podcast, but there is a thunderstorm happening right now, people. That is like God, divinity, universe, creator having a say in this situation, like blaring the thunder. So you don't want to be taking action from an energy that is in that stage, because it doesn't get effective action. I've done it. I did it for years and years and years, and it's just a waste of your precious energy. And it doesn't have to be that way. Okay. So to help you more with that, please, if this is resonating, come over and visit me. www.bernadettelogue.com. The Soul Odyssey program is open for enrollment. I'm right there ready for you. I work with you. You come into the program, everything you need from A to Z to get the rock solid spiritual foundation, reconnect to your soul, know your plan and purpose,
Start to expand your consciousness. Start to shift your mindset. Start to release all the emotions that are getting in the way. Start to know your values, create a plan, set the vision, move towards it, all honoring the spiritual foundation of your life, but integrating it to the practical reality of your life, okay? If you want to get just a taster and a good foundation for a starting point of understanding this whole soul journey and how to move from feeling trapped to being free from the soul perspective, you can also get my book, which is Your Soul Journey Simplified. You'll find that over on my website. It's $5 to download. So I am so grateful to have been able to be here and share this with you. I send much love to you wherever you are in the world, from here where I am in this thundery, amazing afternoon in Malaysia. I'm thinking of you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to Practical Spirituality with Bea. I'll talk to you next episode for more spiritual advice for your everyday life, helping you align with your soul so you can live with purpose, fulfillment, and magic.